Does the beard stay on until y'all win?
Yes, definitely. Probably. We'll see.
How long have you been growing it now?
Maybe 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't want to look like a Duck Dynasty guy, right? You want it off soon.
I don't know. I want to go for the Duck Dynasty maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see, though.
Talk about Coach Mentor stressed several times the upgraded talent in the secondary. Talk about how having those guys back behind you that are an upgraded talent, how that can help your job and how that can help the guys up front.
Right. I mean, like you said, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, having guys back there with the talent we have, and we got young guys coming in like Channing Sullivan. We have Marcus Caffey, Bruce Dukes, and a lot of other guys coming back from next year. I mean, they're great guys, smart guys, and they're actually leaders in the secondary, which actually helps me out.
Hey, Joe. Talk about your personality and how well you embrace the role, the leadership role that has kind of been thrust upon you, especially coming out of last year and then going into this year where, a number of players, graduated, and how you're going to embrace the role now with so many new young kids coming in the program.
All right. Well, now I'm going into my third year, so I'm kind of like the veteran now on the team. I mean, as a junior. But, I mean, I accept the leadership role. I mean, it's awesome. The guys are awesome. They're going to listen to me, and they listen. They give me great feedback. They push me to be the leader, so that helps a lot.
Hey, Joe, talk about going into this camp, the things that this spring allows you to do that maybe you weren't able to do or tended to do as a group this time last year.
Well, we had a real good spring. I mean, guys came together. We had a lot of team activities during the spring. And pretty much just knowing the defense a little bit more better. Been in my second year playing with Coach Mentor and them, and learning the defense. It's going to help us out, and maybe we can move quicker, and the game slows it down because we know the defense now. So.
Obviously, you want to win a game regardless where it is, but talk about the importance of getting a home win. I know that's something that you haven't done in your career. Talk about that and being able to celebrate a victory in the Georgia Dome this year.
All right, it'll be awesome. We play home. Our first game is going to be live on ESPN3, I believe, and it's the first game of college football, so it will be great. I mean, great opportunity to win a game. It'll be awesome to celebrate with the teammates and all.
For the past 2 years, the defense has had trouble getting to the other team's quarterback. As a result, there have been a lot of big plays. Coach Mentor talked about the desire to kind of increase the one and decrease the other this year. How much better will y'all be at getting to the quarterback and why?
We'll be a lot better at getting to the quarterback just because the guys coming back with the D-line, they were young, and a couple of guys were really young fitting into the system. But now I'm going on, like I said, our second year, and these guys' second year, they know system a little bit more better. So, I mean, we'll definitely be at the quarterback a lot this year.
Talk about Sean Jepson playing beside you. A lot of the coaches talked about how smart of a football player he is. Talk about what that does for you, having somebody with such a high football IQ playing next to you, and does that free you up at all to be a little more aggressive?
Definitely. Sean Jepson, I mean, is a great guy, very smart player. I mean, very high IQ in football. I mean, he helps me out a lot. He actually teaches me some stuff. I mean, learning from him, and he learns stuff from me, so we get to push each other in that aspect and in the weight room, actually. And having him beside me makes the game a lot easier, having a guy that knows what he's doing. And even though his is actually, it's going on his second time, but he played a little later in the season. But, I mean, he's picked the system up pretty well going to spring. And, I mean, I can't wait to play beside him.
How would you compare this year's line to last year's line based upon the spring?
This year's line, we became a lot more competitive. I thought a lot more aggressive, and we got after each other. Last year, there was a little discrepancy with the seniors and a couple of the younger guys. And the unit that this year that we have, we come together and have bonded and pushed each other a lot.
Because of the process of injuries and stuff, you had to move around a lot last year and play a lot of different positions. Talk about the ability to, with bringing a lot of new guys in, hopefully if you stay healthy, being able to stay in one position and focus at that one spot, and how you can improve if you're able to do that.
Sure, yeah. Playing multiple positions, I actually like it. Being versatile, it honestly makes me a better player because I get to see different aspects of the different positions as guard and tackle, even possibly center as well. If I could stick at one position, I mean, it would be nice, because I can honestly focus and have my attention on it. But that doesn't bother me at all. As I can move around and help the team, that's what counts.
It seems like that the first 5 or 7 guys on the line will be better than last year's line, but then the depth seems to fall off a little bit. Is that accurate?
Actually, I would disagree with that.
Okay.
Last year I think we had about I would honestly say I think 7 to 8 guys that could come in and play that Coach Etheridge would actually really trust and believed in. This year I think the interior 3 we're deep, I believe. Because we have Garange, we got Alex and Taylor, and possibly, hopefully, with Tim Wynn coming back, and with, obviously Camp rolling around the next couple of days, we'll see where the line stands with the 1 and 2 deep. But I think the interior line we're extremely depth, and tackle it's a little different, but that's all right though. Everyone's working better, and I like for your question, I think the depth is actually stronger than last year.
With the running game struggles that they had last year, is that something that the offensive line took personally, and something that you guys are focused on improving, being a better running team?
Yes, I would agree with that. Hearing it from the coaches every day, that it gets under your skin a little bit, but yeah, we take pride in running the ball, and that's, as an offensive lineman, that's what you want to do. You want to run the ball first, open up the passing lane. So that's important for us, and that's our main objective, coming out week 1.
Not to pile onto that, but y'all were also worst in the Sun Belt in sacks allowed last year. I know a lot of that was a function of trying to play from behind a great deal, but what did y'all add any drills or do anything different in the spring to try to improve the pass protection other than adding the new faces?
With pass protection with Coach E, we worked on it. Yeah, it's obviously something that he has. He makes the guys work extra. You stay after and stuff like that. But more of the focus is obviously run blocking, and we honestly believe that when we get that going, everything will else kind of open up, and the defense will start focusing on run and put more guys in the box, which helps the offensive guys in the passing game open up, and that's kind of how we see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert, talk about the advances you've made. Coach Miles talked about the maturation process, just natural. You're getting older, you're getting stronger. Talk about the physical advances you've been able to make coming into this year as opposed to last year.
Really just getting in the weight room a lot, getting a lot stronger, because, coming in as a freshman and, the picking up to the game speed is really my biggest, step from last year. And another thing, I know you asked about the physical aspect, but, my attitude change is really, I feel like it's coming around a lot. I feel like I'm going to be able to relate to the guys better that I'm playing with. And, my attitude in the weight room, I know I have to get stronger because I know I have to be a valuable option to this team.
What do you expect to see from defenses this year now that Albert Wilson is gone and you become arguably the primary threat?
I expect to see a little more attention at the beginning of the season, but, we have a lot of great receivers. And, when you have receivers all over the field that can make plays at all times, you can't double team all of them. So, with all the talent that we have, I feel like we have a really explosive receiver core that's going to, make defenses have to change up what they do.
Who will be this year's Robert Davis and step up from this freshman group and kind of surprise people?
It's hard to tell right now. Going into camp, I really like Glenn Smith. He came from my high school. That's not the reason that I said that. But, just out there 7-on-7, working drills and stuff like that, he just really seemed like a player that can just really make those plays and just make plays.
Linquez Blair was a guy that had a really good spring, kind of a more veteran guy. Talk about what he's done to step his game up, on the field as well as off of it as a leadership role with losing so many seniors last year.
Linquez Blair, one thing that you probably don't know about Linquez, he's probably one of the smartest guys on our team as far as football IQ. if you ask him about a play, he knows everybody's position. He knows what I have to do. He knows what the guy beside him has to do. And when you know what the other people around you have to do, it makes you better because you know where to be in order to make them successful. So that's one thing that Linquez really stepped up on was, getting his playbook, learning all the plays, learning all the positions, and, that just really advanced him and made him a better player.
Never having played that position before last year, did you really know what was going on, and how much better will you be this year after that experience?
At the beginning of the season, I really had no clue what was going on. But towards the end of the season, I started to pick up on it more. So this year it'll be a complete change, both mentally and physically.
Do you have any personal goals you set for yourself as far as the contribution you'd like to bring to the team?
Well, of course, I want to be the best lineman here, but also I want to be the best lineman in the Sun Belt. So I'm really working towards that, and I'm hoping my teammates also push me towards that goal while I push them towards that goal too.
What does that mean? What does that mean, being the best lineman in the Sun Belt?
Being the most dominant, the most mentally ready, most physical.
Do you have any statistical goals?
Not necessarily. It's when it comes down to it, it's not really about the statistical goals for me. As long as we get the win, then I'm fine with whatever happens.
Talk about the other guys that are the same age as you in your position group. It's a lot of you came in the same class, and you received a lot of the attention and got the most playing time last year. But talk about the other guys and their development and what you see out of them that you think they're ready to take the next step as well with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of the guys have stepped up. I mean, Tevin Jones, Carnell Hobson, Jalen Lawrence, they've all stepped up big time. And I also look on them to play too because, they take the stress off of me more so this year. So when they step up, then it just makes our defensive line a complete unit.
How much more comfortable are you with all the schemes now? I mean, how much did you study the playbook in the offseason?
Oh, I'm a lot more comfortable with the schemes. I mean, I just know where to go now and what to do, and it's just read, react now more so.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Joe. Based on the spring ball, I know some of the guys from the secondary weren't in yet, but they talked a lot about how the secondary has increased talent, and hopefully that means tighter coverage, more time for you to get to the quarterback. Is that something that you saw in the spring with more talent in the secondary and making your job a little easier?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because when they lock down the wide receivers and all the rest of the guys, it makes the job a little bit easier on us because it gives the quarterback more time to hold the ball, and it gives us more time to work a move on the offensive lineman to get to the quarterback. So it's definitely going to help with us more this year.
This is more of a general. Just thoughts about as you and your teammates gather together, the biggest difference that you see going into this season compared to last season with the coaching staff and what Coach Miles is going to expect from you.
I would have to say our cohesive play. We're all a tight knit group now, so we all can count on each other for whatever. And you already know that whatever the situation may be, whether it's 4th and 1 or 1st and 10, you can count on that guy next to you to do their job, so you can make the play and they can make the play.
Are you shaving now?
No.
Shaving now.
No.
You just turned 18.
Not yet.